Russia is assuming the rotating presidency of the United Nations Security Council from today for the first time since February 2022, when it invaded Ukraine and unleashed a war with far-reaching global consequences. The presidency is largely a ceremonial role that rotates monthly among its 15 members based on alphabetical order. Good evening, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. 5-point agreement reached between the government and victims of loan sharks. Victims withdraw protests after assurance of forming an investigation commission with judicial rights. First 3 months of Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal's tenure spent on forming alliance and government, preparations being made to introduce the common minimum program again. New and old parties to be tested at the April 23rd by-elections in Tano Constituency 1, Chitwan 2 and Bara 2. Most parties decide on their candidates. And three-star club blanks Manang Mershangdi Club 2-0 to lift the 6th edition of the Qatar Gold Cup. Bikram Lama adjudged the best player of the tournament. A 5-point agreement was signed between the government and victims of loan sharks today after government assurance of forming a high-level investigation commission to probe into the problems of predatory lending victims. The agreement was inked at the Ministry of Home Affairs today by the government team at the presence of Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister Narayan Kaji Shrestha and the struggle committee members of the loan shark victims. In the agreement, it has been mentioned that the report prepared by the government task force on 12th of September last year to curb loan shark excesses should be sent to concerned institutions to expedite the process to amend the laws to criminalize such lendings. Likewise, it has been agreed to recommend the government for the formation of a district-level coordination committee under the coordination of chief district officers to address the complaints of victims of loan sharks. After receiving assurances from the government, the loan shark victims have withdrawn all their protests from today. Earlier today, Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal, during his meeting with the victims of loan sharks, had assured of forming a high-level investigation commission with judicial rights to address their issues. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal took the confidence vote twice within 100 days of the term of the current government, while the cabinet was reshuffled 7 times. The effects of change in political alliance has been witnessed in development works too, as the government is preparing to introduce a new common minimum program. The change in political alliance and their priorities have had their impact on government works. The 7-party alliance led by CPN-UML had announced of addressing the citizenship issue on 25th of December last year, a month after giving full shape to the cabinet. However, the cabinet did not get a full shape for 3 months and the alliance fell apart. The acts related to civil service, public procurement, Nepal police and province police did not get shape despite announcement of working on a dozen acts. Prime Minister Dahal, who reshuffled the cabinet 7 times since he assumed office, is gearing up to publish a new common minimum program by including the priorities of the alliance partners. The ruling alliance that has prioritized safeguarding the Constitution, improving federal democracy and implementation of federalism is preparing to introduce the new common minimum program, including the completion of the remaining works of the peace process, providing quality public service, among other issues. Public service and development works have been prioritized. However, the government has failed to implement them. A policy is required to implement the common minimum program. However, the government has failed to do so amid lack of proper coordination among the political parties. In our Public Voice segment today, we have asked people in several provinces how they term the government's first 100 days of work. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
यो 100 दिन चाहिँ जनतालाई भन्दा नि राजनीतिक दललाई नै चाहिँ फलिफाप हुने जस्तो देखियो।
आर्थिक रूपले जुन चाहिँ एकदमै पब्लिकलाई चाहिँ एउटा नैराश्यता बनाइरहेको अवस्थामा त्यो खालको चाहिँ सरकारबाट जुन खालको पहल हुनुपर्ने एउटा पब्लिक प्रतिको त्यो खालको चाहिँ उत्तरदायी नभएको पनि अवस्था देखिरहेको छ।
100 दिन उनीहरु एउटा सत्ता समीकरण र चाहिँ मन्त्रीमण्डल गठन गर्ने प्रक्रियामै समय बित्यो।
मूल्य मात्रै वृद्धि गरेर तरलताको व्यवस्थापन नगरेको
सत्ताको लागि नभएर
जनताको शान्ति सुख शान्तिको लागि गर्नुपर्छ।
देश बनाउने र जनताको मन छुने काम भनेको एउटा पर्सेन्ट पनि गर्नु भएको छैन।
किसानको चाहिँ त्यो खातमा चाहिँ के रे जो सब्सिडी थियो त्यसलाई बढाउन सोच्दा अझै घटाइदिए।
चुनावको बेला दिएका प्रतिबद्धताहरू पनि यो 100 दिनभित्र पुरा गर्न नसकेको हामीहरूलाई चाहिँ आभास भइरहेको छ।
आज हेरो उस्तै छ, भोलि हेरो उस्तै छ, नराम्रो बताउँ।
Welcome back. Most political parties have decided on their candidates for the by-elections in Chitwan Constituency 2, Tanohu Constituency 1 and Bara Constituency 2. The Election Commission has given until this Monday for the candidates to file their nomination for the by-elections to be held on 23rd of April this month. In Chitwan 2, the ruling alliance has decided to field Jeet Narayan Shrestha of Nepali Congress, while CPN-UML has decided to put forth Ram Prasad Neupani as its candidate. Likewise, Rashtriya Swatantra Party chairperson Rabi Lamichhane will be contesting again from Chitwan 2. Likewise, in Tanohu 1, Govinda Bhattrai of Nepali Congress is the alliance candidate, while Sarvendra Khanal is the CPN-UML candidate and Swarnim Wagle is the candidate of Rashtriya Swatantra Party. Meanwhile, the ruling alliance has fielded Janata Samajwadi Party chairperson Upendra Yadav as its candidate in Bara 2. Likewise, Shivachandra Kushwaha is the Janmat Party candidate in Bara 2, while former DIG Ramesh Kharel is the candidate from Rashtriya Swatantra Party. CPN-UML has not yet decided its candidate for Bara 2. Nominations for the April 23rd by-election in Tanohu, Chitwan and Bara will be filed on Monday. The by-elections have been termed as a trial for leaders Rabi Lamichhane, Upendra Yadav, Rajendra Mahato, Dr. Swarnim Wagle, former DIG Ramesh Kharel, as well as major parties CPN-UML and Nepali Congress. The by-elections that will be held with around 350,000 voters in the 3 constituencies have been keenly viewed across the country. Nepali Congress leader Ramchandra Paudel had bagged 25,000 votes during the November 20 elections last year, while CPN-UML leader Ek Bahadur Rana Magar had received around 20,000 votes. Govinda Bhattrai of Nepali Congress is the ruling alliance candidate for Tanohu 1 that has 123,000 voters. Swarnim Wagle is filing his nomination from Rashtriya Swatantra Party after quitting Nepali Congress. Likewise, CPN-UML has filed the candidacy of Sarvendra Khanal. Likewise, Rabi Lamichhane is once again filing his candidacy from Chitwan 2. Nepali Congress has put forth youth leader Jeet Narayan Shrestha, and CPN-UML has fielded another youth leader, Ram Prasad Neupani. Rabi Lamichhane had won the November 20 elections from Chitwan 2 with more than 49,000 votes, while alliance candidate Umesh Shrestha had bagged almost 15,000 votes. Lamichhane is confident of emerging victorious this time as well. However, the Nepali Congress candidate has claimed of a different scenario this time around. In Bara 2, Ram Sahaya Prasad Yadav had received around 14,000 votes with the backing of CPN-UML during the November 20 elections, while Shiva Chandra Kushwaha of Nepali Congress CPN-UML Maoist Center Alliance had bagged 13,000 votes. Nepali Congress, Janata Samajwadi Party and Rashtriya Swatantra Party are under pressure to safeguard 1 seat each in the April 23rd by-elections, while CPN-UML is looking to retake the seats that it had lost. Lamichhane seems to be looking to bag additional seats for his party during the upcoming by-elections. The by-elections will likely be further interesting, with Swarnim Wagle's descent changing of parties and filing of candidacy from Rashtriya Swatantra Party. And it's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you, what should be the priority of the government after the cabinet expansion? 14% voted for A, improve service delivery. 58% voted for B, plan to lift sagging economy. And 28% voted for C, accelerate development works. And here's today's question. What should be done to ensure effectiveness of the reintegration program for migrant workers? Your options are A. Identify skills and provide training, B. Conduct national campaign, and C. Hand responsibility to local level. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the international update. Russia is assuming the responsibility of the presidency of the United Nations Security Council despite Ukraine's anger. Ukraine has urged member states of the United Nations to oppose this takeover of the role of presidency of the United Nations Security Council. Presidency rotates among 15 permanent and non-permanent members of the Security Council for a month's duration. Russia had chaired the United Nations Security Council before the aggression against Ukraine in February 2022. Last month, Russian President Putin was issued a warrant arrest for war crimes by International Criminal Court. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky complained the U.S. was feeble in blocking the Russian presidency of the United Nations Security Council. This role is procedural, but Russian ambassador to the UN will discuss on arms control and other multiple global issues. Russian ambassador said he would discuss new world order to replace current unipolar order. Last year, President Zelensky had urged to reform or completely dissolve the UN Security Council. He said the UN Security Council could not prevent Russia's war in Ukraine, and the United States' hands were tied in this matter. Critics said the UN Charter could not expel member states, and the purpose of the UN Security Council is to maintain international peace and security. Welcome back. It's time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
Three-star club blanked defending champions Monang Marsiangdi Club 2-0 to lift the 6th edition of the Kapthar Gold Cup. This was Three Stars' first title of the season. In the title decider played at the Dhangari Stadium today, the first half ended in a goalless stalemate. Anil Maharjan finally broke the deadlock through a free kick in the 72nd minute to open the scoring for Three Star. Three-star skipper Bikram Thapa found the net in injury time to seal the 2-0 victory over Monang Marsiangdi Club. This was the first Kapthar Gold Cup title for Three-star club. Three-star players dominated the personal awards. Bikram Lama was adjudged the best player of the tournament and received 100,000 rupees in prize money. Three Stars Mohammad Taha won the Best Goalkeeper Award, while Peter Segun claimed the Best Defender Award. Monang Marsiangdi Club was declared the Best Midfielder, while the team's Saeed Jamal was the leading goal scorer in the tournament with 4 goals. Meanwhile, Meghraj Kesi won the Best Coach Award. The Emerging Player Award went to Dipendra Marasini. Champions Three Star bagged 2.1 million rupees in prize money, while runners-up MMC settled for 1 million rupees. And it's time now for the weather update. And that's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.